counterpart written by Chinua Achebe is a novel set in pre-colonial Nigeria that tells the story of Okonkwo, a respected leader and warrior in the Igbo community of Omofia. The narrative explores themes of tradition, change, and the clash between indigenous cultures and colonial influences. Okonkwo is determined to rise above his father's legacy of weakness and failure. He is driven by a fear of being perceived as weak, which leads him to be harsh and often abusive. The novel follows his life as he achieves success, builds a family, and gains respect in his community. However, the arrival of British colonizer and Christian missionaries disrupts the traditional way of life in Omofia. As new beliefs and systems take root, Okonkwo struggles to adapt to the changes, feeling alienated from his community. His resistance to change ultimately leads to tragedy, culminating his own downfall. What is Okonkwo's greatest fear and how does it affect his decisions?
Okonkwo's greatest fear is weaknesses. He is terrified of being seen as weak, lazy, or unsuccessful, a fear that the root in his desire to overcome his father's perceived failures.
Why is Okonkwo's exiled and how does it affect his status in the clan?
Stemming from a tragic accident during a funeral ceremony while participating in the funeral rites of the respected elder of Bifai Exodo Okonkwo's gun accidentally discharged, killing Exodo's 16-year-old son. This exile significantly affects Okonkwo's status in the clan. He loses his position of power and influence. His wealth is destroyed and he is forced to rebuild his life from scratch.
What does the story of the locust symbolize in the novel?
The locusts serve as a powerful symbol of the destructive force of nature and the fragility of human control. The arrival of the locust is a sudden and overwhelming event that disrupts the normal rhythm of life in Omofia. The villagers, despite their best efforts, are unable to stop the locusts from devouring their crops and destroying their livelihood.
Why does Okonkwo refuse to show emotion even when he feels missing?
Okonkwo's refusal to show emotion even when he feels deeply stems from his deep-seated fear of appearing weak. He believes that showing vulnerability is a sign of weaknesses, and he desperately wants to avoid being perceived as such. This belief is rooted in his childhood experiences and his conscious desire to overcome his father's perceived failures.
What is the significance of marriage customs in the novel?
Marriage customs in the novel are more than just social traditions. They represent the core values and social structures of the Igbo society. Marriage is not just about personal love but about strengthening clan ties and ensuring the continuation of the lineage. The bride price, a significant part of Igbo marriage custom, symbolizes the value placed on the woman's lineage and her contribution to the husband's clan.
How does Achebe use proverbs to emphasize key themes in the novel?
Proverbs add a layer of depth and richness to the novel. They provide a more nuanced understanding of the characters, motivation, and actions. For example, Okonkwo's use of proverbs shows his intelligence and his deep understanding of Igbo culture, even in his adherence to traditional values ultimately leads to his downfall.
Have you ever felt the pressure to conform to societal expectations? How did you